On. Make it good. Come on. Come on, little Dickie.
Ring, ring, ring. Hello, Simpson merchants, and welcome back to Krown's magical tips and caves.
Well. Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. It is a lovely, glorious Thursday over here in cryptocurrency land and just across all the lands. And what's up, everyone? Holy shit, man. It is a full house already. My lord, good morning to everyone out there. Justin Young, I see you. BK, what's up, my friend? I'm actually going to turn off those alerts for right now. Holy fucking moly. Megan Hutchison apparently having a really good day. Hey, congratulations, Megan. That's fucking awesome. It sounds like you had a phenomenal trade right there. So credit to you, and that's excellent. That's really cool to hear. Oh, Mr. Gohan's mom, there he is. Sprocket, good morning to you as well. Holy shit, it is a full house today. This is good. I've got enough sleep last night, and we just found a really good new show. I gotta let you know. Lil Dicky, no, what's his name? Dave. It's just called Dave. Yeah, Dave, go watch that show. Fucking hilarious. Really funny. And Elsa, yes, Elsa did discover it. Okay, so she gets one thing out of like a million. And what's up, Nacho Fiat? I see you as well, my friend. And Mr. Plums, I see you, Mr. Plum, and Doug Dobstep. That the name that I can never fucking say properly. But you know, we got plenty to discuss today. It's going to be a long stream, I do suspect. And with that in mind, let's start off with Krown Chain application over here, which we found at app.krownchain.net. And by the way, it's 100% free, and there's actually a lot of very important things in the quant data today that we're going to be going over. With that in mind, we do see that Bitcoin dominance actually did take a little bit of a leg up from yesterday to today. Now, still around the 41.5% region, and I do suspect that that will continue on with a little bit more of a small pump right here. But overall, the long term is still very much a downtrend, so I would be looking for this to put in yet again another lower high after a bit of a continuation off of this current level. Anyways, on top of that, fear and greed index also popping up to pretty much the neutral zone. It is technically red right there, but 49 might as well be neutral as far as I'm concerned. Anywhere between about 40 and 60 is no major issue as far as I'm concerned. Neutral is the name of the game right here, as Bitcoin essentially reclaims the medium-term time frame range, fulfilling our targets from the last couple days. Really good on that, and now the fun part does seem to come. Anyways, as far as top 10 best coins that we've seen in the last 24 hours, some major winners actually: Ren, Horizon, Sushi Swap, Avalanche, Synthetics, Telcoin, Thorchain, Curve DAO, and Maker all having double-digit gains or more. Looking fucking phenomenal right there. Should probably let you know about Interactive Broker, especially for the Americans over there. If you do want to leverage trade in the most regulated and in the most regulated and I guess just the most regulated fashion, if you actually want to leverage trade without having to use these bullshit Wild West exchanges, that would be the exchange, or that would be the broker to go to, the one that I can actually endorse for the first fucking time ever, basically, because they do play by the rules. You don't have to worry about bullshit that you might have to deal with on other exchanges. And with that in mind, let's go into the market data tab over here, because there's something very important to be discussing today. Actually, several things are very important today. Okay, we have a massive combination of different quant statistics over here that are going to really play out. The next week or so of analysis is what I'm kind of looking at. So we see a few things going on right here. We see global funding rates are actually negative right now. Remember, this is an average of the global, so that does mean that probably the majority of them are obviously the majority of them are negative, but they're probably much more negative than just not 0.18% of of what you see right there. Now, when you do see negative funding rates, what does that essentially imply? It actually does not imply that there's more shorts than longs. That's a common misnomer, and whenever you catch someone like that, you can basically write them off as, okay, this person didn't do the fucking 5 seconds to go read through the contract details. Understand that the contract details very specifically state that the funding rates, whether they're positive or negative, are not based off of that, because on most of these exchanges, especially the Wild West shitcoin exchanges, they do it 1-to-1 anyways. There's always a long for a short. But what is the difference? The difference is between the perpetual price and the index price. What is the index price? The index price typically conglomeration of multiple spot exchanges, typically like Coinbase, Bitstamp, Finex, and maybe like a few others nowadays as well. Who knows what the hell they keep in those, but that is what it's based off of. Now, does it typically work out to where people are probably more leveraged short than long when you see something like that? Yes, but not always. But in this case, it's going to fit my biases, so I'm going to run with that one. Anyways, we do see the global leverage ratio starting to creep up once again here. I got to give a shout out to my man Shubo in the Discord, because he's been watching this one like a hawk, and he's indeed right. It is getting once again somewhat close to the critical zone. Not necessarily there, but it is rather close. And these are the same areas that we did see on November 25th before this 20 or 30% pullback. We saw the same thing on April 16th at Bitcoin all-time high, and then more recently on the pullback on the in late July, and then of course the most recent one on September 7th as well, that infamous day that we did see about $10,000 down. But most importantly with this, just because leverage ratio is high does not always imply that it will be a downside move. Washing out leverage is going to be a function of, well, who's most leverage, and can you take a leverage short as well? Yes, absolutely you can. It's called a fucking short squeeze. Now, do we have what you would expect to see as far as a short squeeze data going on right here? Actually, a little bit of that, yes. I would say that it's pretty much inconclusive as of this moment in time, and we won't really know the true answers for this or the clarity of the situation until probably tomorrow, Friday, if I had to guess. But what I really want to see is I want to see those global funding rates really pick a side. If those really start to go negative, that would be pretty obvious. And with the leverage ratio over here creeping up alongside open interest creeping up, that would suggest that people are loading up on this short in this region. Because I think a lot of people, as I kind of peruse around the interwebs, as I peruse around the discords and whatnot, are kind of this opinion that Bitcoin's going to put in a bull trap in this region. And I have essentially been postulating that idea myself, just going off a basic trend, as Bitcoin below 50,000 bucks is still pretty much just putting in a lower high. With that said, I actually do think, and I do see that the people who I typically look at as counter indicators are mostly of that opinion. Not that that's any real analysis to be going off of, but when we do go into the charts, I do think that there's a lot more compelling things, and I do kind of stick with what I've been saying as far as this very likely being a bear trap, although we still have yet to confirm this with a daily closure above 49,000 bucks, at least in my eyes on CME specifically. With that in mind, we can go to the fourth data tab over here. We see the hash rate still remains nice and strong. That is a good sign. And the whale ratio nice and low as well, so less selling pressure on price action here going on as well. Anyways, with that said, into the charts we go. The magical charts right on over here. And what do we see? We see several things, right? We see several things, of course. So Bitcoin did play out our moves from the last few days here. And again, I just want to spend a second to kind of dial this one in, because whether you're bullish or bearish in a situation like this, whether you're bullish or bearish, whether you're the biggest fucking bull looking for 100 billion, kajillion, whatever those ridiculous targets are, or you're the biggest bear looking for like 10,000 or 20,000 for that matter, whatever ridiculous targets that these are as well, at least from this current price point, both of those might even be relevant over the long period of time. It was extremely obvious that this was going to bounce right in over here. That is a really, really good indication of people who are just getting way fucking overzealous and probably getting married to their positions. And be very understanding of this, because we all deal with this, myself included. I have a very difficult time with this myself as well. And I've spent a lot of time journaling, a lot of time really focusing on trying to get out of my own way. And if there's one thing that I could really, try to espouse that's helped me in the past, is to really be in tune with these sorts of thoughts and emotions, because we all fucking do it. We have this nasty ability to get very much married to a position on an inanimate object that does not love nor hate you. It's fucking neutral is what it is. It just is what it is. It just is, to put it, for lack of a better term right there. But most importantly with this, that is why I was looking for a bounce off this region, and this move, rather somewhat more on the obvious side. So please be aware of these sorts of things, because a lot of the time it's very difficult to tell. It's very difficult to tell for yourself, but it's also difficult, when you're in a Discord community and you see people that are very, 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 very sure of themselves, or on YouTube, as well. They're very sure of themselves, because we're kind of, psychologically split, or we're psychologically built up to identify, certainness from other people as essentially being fact, because we do want to, pass off that responsibility, but at our own demise as well. And understand that typically the most sure people, especially in situations like that, are usually going to be the most wrecked people. I mean, I saw a shit ton of people in the Discord, unfortunately, sell a low of today, which is it's fucking textbook right there. I don't know how the hell you do that, but fair enough. Anyways, of course I know how to do that. I fucking do it myself sometimes. Jesus Christ, man. How can I subtract myself from that equation? That's ridiculous. I know it. Anyways, more importantly with this, Bitcoin closing back above all major moving averages, also getting that daily closure above 46,000 bucks that we got 2 days ago, and now we're seeing the continuation from this. Of course, Bitcoin is still, like we did say, below the $50,000 level, and also the 618 Fibonacci retracement right here. So we do still have that potential bull trap in order for this current area. With that said, do I think that's going to happen? It doesn't really matter what I think is going to happen, because whatever's going to happen is going to happen. The key as a trader is to identify what conditions would essentially, make that the most likely thing to happen. happen. And for right now, there's a very obvious one. Look, if you are bullish from here, you would not expect Bitcoin to come back down and essentially take out what is the low of today right now, which is why that honestly was quite an obvious trade at $47,000 right now. So as long as Bitcoin's above there, I do look at this as, and I probably would put the ball in the Bulah's court, but keep in mind, again, when it comes to the weekly trend, we do have a few concerning things. So that also implies if Bitcoin does come back down below $47,000, especially on a daily closure, maybe even probably even on a 12-hour as well, then I would probably feel rather comfortable at the very least looking for another drive towards 43.5 or $44,000, and probably Bitcoin does put in a nasty trap move after that, probably down to the at the very least low $40,000 territory. Although I don't necessarily think that that's going to happen. I do stand by what I said at the beginning of this month. I think that the low of this month is going to be about 43 or 42,500, I believe it was. And actually, to be fair, that is what it has been thus far. Now, of course, we still have, another couple of weeks to go. So all sorts of nasty things can happen between now and then, but several things have happened in the last 24 hours that are of particular notice. We did, of course, confirm hidden bullish divergence, not last night, but the day before that. But that is going to now be combined with a Joule signal, not necessarily a signal on the on CME right here, but it has turned white. So we no longer have that nasty downside momentum. And if we do see cyan on this, that's at the point where I really will start to look for Bitcoin to probably push back above $50,000. And of course, volatility, what's it doing? It was contracting throughout this whole correction that we did see over the last week or so, and now it is just playing around with the moving average on this. If it starts to get above there and especially expand, I really want to see it above like 50 percentile. That would look really good, because this is, well, that would look like continuation within the context of this current setup. We'd have trend, or we'd have momentum and volatility. Trend obviously a bit in limbo because we did not we did technically take out the last daily lows, but if we do go to just higher term time frame, which is always the key and secret, if you just want to believe whatever you want to believe, just go to whatever time frame. There's always a time frame. There's always an indicator that will fulfill your beliefs. But what do we see over here? Even on a 2-day, of course, it did not enter into a downtrend. Obviously, on a 3-day, it's not going to as well, and a 5-day, not as well. And by the way, on CME, 5-day did just close, and it closed very well. And we even did get the red 10 symbol cross the upside of the yellow 21. The last few times that we have seen this cross, hasn't really been too. I mean, it hasn't really happened too many times on CME, but we did see this rally over here, both of these, multiple 100%, and then this fake out right here, to be fair as well. It's not perfect, nothing is, of course, but we do have a decent setup as far as that goes. And if we do go back to the 2-day as well, I would even confirm this as hidden bullish evidence right here, because we do have significantly lower lows on RSI between this point and this point, and we do have higher lows on price action as well. Same thing on the 3-day here too, except that one goes, actually no, we don't have it on the 3-day because the last 3-day low is like way back on over here. So it's actually not really even on the board. So it's not even a topic consideration, but this is a really good 3-day closure for CME. Closed as a bullish engulfing last night as well. So I do look for this at the very least to test around probably $49,000. And personally speaking, do I think that it's going to break it and run above $50,000? Yes, I do. This is a beautiful setup right here as far as I'm concerned. And this is, by the way, going to be combined with daily Stokes twisting up again and even rejecting the bearish control zone. And you can see that this is coming in line with our HVP metric over here, starting to take up as well. And that will be consistent as long as Bitcoin's above 46,350. So essentially what I'd feel comfortable in saying is that, look, as long as Bitcoin's above $47,000 on CME we could probably use a 12-hour or especially a daily, I am, more or less looking at this as a major low, and you just saw it in front of your very fucking faces. And again, be careful with getting married to your positions. I'd be very happy to switch back down below there, but for right now, this is a good setup, and that's really all that I care about. If we go over here to the 2-day, this one's actually still coming all the way down below $52,000, but that still has another couple days to go. And obviously, 12 hours is going to be up as well. And this one coming in from a much lower level, 44,300 is going to be the magical number right there. 4 hours probably flip flopping around, but technically up right now in the critical zone. My thoughts on that. Whenever you're in the critical zone, that's indicative of a strong trending move. It's not till you come back down below it where I look at that as okay, we're probably going to reset a bit, and that will be remaining up as long as above about 48,250. Hourly is going to be all over the place, but actually coming right down below, or right down to the edge of the bullish control zone, and will flip back up within sort of a closure above 48,200. And again, this little pullback on the short-term time frames coming on declining volatility, a very obvious signal right here as well. After that nice little trap situation, which I imagine probably a lot of people did get trapped on this because, well, well, fair enough. I don't need to explain. It's just going to be mean. Anyways, okay, cool. All right, so we got through all of that. Pretty simple stuff today, to be fair. I should probably show my testnet account. It's actually going back up to the heavens. Oh no, it's actually just showing 28 Bitcoin earlier today, but now 27. That's all marks, of course. But again, all my positions, or the strong majority of my positions right here, as you can see, if I remove my stupid rat face, would be pretty much. Let me scroll down here. There we go. Are pretty much situated in the 24th of September expiration, which is next week. So this is all premium coming into me right now, looking pretty damn good right there. And I'm actually still holding the $36,000 36,000 strike long calls, which are almost we're printing 1.19 Bitcoin profit right now, and still holding the $33,000 long over here. Although I did cover it, remember that is actually going to expire tomorrow, and I'll just hold that from there. And of course, I can cover below 47,000 bucks if needed as well. Other than that, don't really need to do too much to manage this. I'm still, 20 deltas long, so don't really need to do much there. And where's my gammas here? Is it not actually even showing them? That's weird. Okay, all right, well, whatever. Anyways, I'm going to go back to the charts over here, and we'll talk a little bit more about some more interesting stuff. Some things that I don't typically mention, but, when we're talking about just general analysis, and before we go into the low-term timeframes, I do think that this is pertinent over here as well. We do see on the daily for Bitcoin, the ADR actually never even went negative throughout this whole correction, which was rather telling as well. And in fact, I forgot to include that into my video talking about why I believe that this is probably a bear trap. And we do see it actually lifting off once again. Now, with that in mind, that is, typically a good sign, and of course regaining all major moving averages right here, and look where the low of today is. It's a backfill on yesterday's open, and also on the 9x moving average right there as well. I mean, this is fucking textbook is what it is. I do believe Bitcoin very likely does test somewhere around 49,000 bucks or 49.5, and then we get to play the game of does Bitcoin clear above the critical levels or not. Again, 49,000 bucks kind of what I'm looking for. Would I if I was more conservative, I'd say 49,500, but I do believe just based off this current setup, it's kind of all there anyways. And CME chart, is it any different? No, it's not any different at all, actually. In fact, this one looking a little bit stronger, to be fair, as well, putting in another low right around the 55, and that would be a head fake to the downside, even on contracting volatility from a trailing band perspective. Rather interesting when you look at it from that venue. Anyways, go down to the lower term time frames over here and talk a little bit about this. It's actually pretty damn simple here as well. Look, as long as Bitcoin's above 47,000 bucks, even on a 4 hour, I would say as well. I'm just not. I'm not looking for this to be a bull trap or anything like that. That is essentially the breakout level. Also the 236 as well, kind of right around that region. That is your spike low for today. And you also notice that a silver cross is coming between the yellow 21 and the green 55 right here as well. And this would be your test down into it. So this would be an example if it does cross after this, assuming that it does, and it looks pretty damn good. I mean, we are kind of working on a bullish engulfing dildo right now, closing in 42 minutes. So we'll be able to confirm this by end of stream. Then I'd be looking at this as a beautiful pivot point. Again, doesn't mean that it's 100% guaranteed to hold up. It means that I would be managing around that region. Take this as you will. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. 4 hour RSI telling the story as well, reaching back into the bullish control zone. I would be looking for a somewhat sideways consolidation, probably around somewhere between the 0.5 and the 6.8, of which we just tagged up into the 0.5 right there at 48.5, 48.6, which is what we did say was the first target after breaking. I believe it was 46,000 way back on over here a couple days ago. So looking good on that one as well. And let's just see what the hourly looks like right here. Oh, that's really fucking bearish too, huh? Hidden bullish evidence right there. And we do see volatility on the floor throughout that last little correction. And if we do start to see expansion, well, you already got trend here, you already got momentum. And if the hourly jewel falls through with that as well, that's at the point where I'd really start to look for that next sort of nice green dildo party all the way up past probably 49,000 bucks, and then we get to play the game of, is it going to be a rejection or not? Hopefully that was helpful right there. I'll record a short video on this a little bit later as well. And I think we can now maybe get into the comments for today. Let me turn on the alerts over here and let's see what we got going on. Let me just double check. Whoops, nope, I got the wrong one right there. Let me turn that one on. Okay, beautiful. There we go. Love it. All right, sweet. Okay, let's see. Let me just pull it up over here. Let's see what else it's got ready for me. Holy moly, man. Yeah, it is a really big, yeah, got to give a shout out to Megan Hutchinson. She just, she made a great trade. Holy shit. Congratulations. That is awesome. Yeah. And really the psychological aspect of trading is kind of what separates most people from amateur from professional in a lot of cases. Not always, but it's just because most people can come up with, a decent strategy when they're just logically thinking about things. It's not, I think that most people could probably do it within, two to 3 months of concerted effort and concerted study. Obviously back testing in between there as well. But the problem is that we just get in our own ways a lot of the time. So it's very, very common. It's not for everyone, obviously, but it was definitely for me, and it sounds like that one served you as well. So awesome. Fuck yeah. What's up, King Cosmic? Hello, kind sir. Spy, please. Yeah, let's check this one out. Spy actually very, very interesting today. Of course, as we do see it having a nice little bounce solo with Bitcoin as well. And what do you know? Spy bouncing off what would be considered a bounce off the 55 right here, and would be looking for this one to tag back up somewhere around about 44.90, maybe even 4,500 or so. This one, again, it is still looking a little bit questionable to me. Of course, it is still an uptrend, no doubt about that. But this is, dare I say it is starting to look a lot more toppy. Then again, we go to the monthly over here, and it's just a backfill on the last monthly open. So, I've been kind of saying over the last few months here that I'd be looking for a correction on traditional markets, somewhere between about 15 to 20% in October, November, maybe December. And can it, is it still looking like that? Yeah, I do think so. But for right now, I don't. I do think that you've seen the downside at least for the short term time. Well, maybe not. And that is looking a little bit nasty right there, to be fair. That actually does not look too damn good right there. You know what? I'm going to come up with some ranges right here, and I'll just go off of that. If I'm going off the daily, though, I do think that it probably does put in a local low somewhere around about 44.50, about 44.55, actually, around the 786 in this case. And if you see something like that, then yes, I'd feel very confident looking at that move back around, just above 44.90, somewhere between there and about 4,500. And then we get to play the game of, is this going to end up being a lower high or not? Because that's typically where you'd expect it, just above 4,500 or so. But for right now, I would look at this as more likely to bounce first and foremost. It's just the short-term time frames kind of throw me for a loop right here, but I expect that it probably does come down to like 44.60 first, and then tries for a bounce somewhere right around there. 4 hour is disagreeing with what I say, actually. 4 hours obviously bearish, and is putting in hidden bearish divergence in this case right here as well. So you know what, would I use the same pivot right here? Yeah, I would. Below 44.60, I would start to look for this one to get another test somewhere around the current lows, maybe even continue with trend, but I'd hold off until then. I'd give it the benefit of the doubt based off the daily right now. What's up, Martin Oglov? XRP BTC. Actually, could we do the US dollar pairing just because the Bitcoin pairing's like garbage as always? I mean, I can give you a quick one on the Bitcoin pairing, but look, like, you don't need to trade a fucking god awful chart like this. This one's just a sandpaper is what it looks like to me. But if I did have to look at it, again, keep in mind, this is what your real chart looks like, just god awful over a long period of time. The US dollar chart's a lot more kind to this one. And I'd probably be looking for another bounce off this region, but just an uninteresting chart from the long term of it. Probably wouldn't mind a bounce back up to like 23.50 or so. You didn't even give it, or you give a time frame of an 8 hour. Actually, don't even have an 8 hour on my board, or at least not highlighted, because I don't really care about an 8 hour. 6 hours actually fine though, but it does look like a very sloppy reaccumulation right here. If you are bearish, you're going to be looking at this. Well, Jesus Christ, you're going to be looking at too many lines. What you're looking at, if you are bearish, you're looking at this as a descending triangle. But either which way that you're looking at it, probably does put in at least another bounce first before resolution, probably somewhere in like around 2,400 if I had to guess. We can do US dollar valuation, which is going to look a lot more interesting to me, and I'd actually like to record a video on this one as well for today. And here we have Ripple symbol XRP versus the dollar, and we have actually a very interesting chart going on the daily right here. We do see yet again another short-term accumulation right off the green 55 exponential average right here, very similar to what Bitcoin did. I guess earlier this week, I suppose, and I'd be looking for somewhat of a similar result as well. Any sort of a closure above the daily 21 today, which is 113.5, and I would be looking for the next move up somewhere around about $1.19 to $1.20. I imagine that's going to be in line with one of these fibs right here, and what do you know, it's right around the 0.5, which is a pretty damn common area. Bitcoin kind of working its way around there as well, so I expect that it probably does put in a rally somewhere right around there. This does look okay, at least from the daily perspective. Daily RSI is a clear rejection of the bearish control zone for right now, it looks like. Yes, indeed it is. And you might even, no, actually, no, there is no other call on that. We do see daily Joule has also lost its downside curvature. It's not a long signal right now, but it is just saying that the downside momentum has subsided, and volatility not really giving me too much. It's just crawling at 50 percentile right now. Anyways, go down to the lower term time frames, like a 4 hour, and what do we see? Yes, okay, we see something rather obvious here now, don't we? All right, so I would actually feel confident with this, or at least it's not about confidence. I don't really have a reason to invalidate this as long as it's above about 110, which I believe was our target to the downside from a couple of videos ago. Anyways, I would be looking for this one to put in a rally somewhere around $1.18 to $1.20, and then come back to it after that. But a decent setup right here. Momentum oscillators, I imagine, are probably similar posturings as well. Let's just go check it out. Let's see, hourly going to be flipping back up with any sort of a closure above 112, which we are above right now. 4-hour will or is already up as long as we're above, especially 112 as well. 12-hour is going to be freshly crossing up as long as we're above 108. That's good. And daily, same thing as long as it's above 107. So I do like that setup. And you know, if I had to call it, I do think that it will trade higher than that over time as well. Even my experimental indicator over here did fire off a nice long signal a couple days ago. So I would be putting at least I would be looking at this as likely to move up first before anything else. And again, risk is below, of course, 110. Below 110, I'd be looking for another retest of the lows and probably falls apart after that. But I don't think that that's what's happening right here. I think that this one's going in for a bit of a short-term reversal and okay, actually. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Ripple. Nice one, man. Free internet money, says Shannon Carter. Yeah, you get some free internet money. You can use it for actually a few things nowadays, so it ain't too bad. I can't say my my usual piece where it's like, what can you use this for? Pretty much nothing, but people will pay $50,000 for. So it's kind of crazy. It's kind of strange. I'm gonna take a sip of this water though, man. I do definitely need to wet the throat right now. Nice one. What's up, symbol MS? ENJ. Okay, yes. Let's check this one out. ENJ USD. Okay. Definitely not as strong. Definitely a laggard. Definitely weak. But you know, if it is going to follow the rest of the market, we expect the wick low of today to be the low, and for it to not to be violated. So a pretty damn easy one to manage. Technically speaking, we do have hidden bullish evidence come off the current low. This one's definitely weak though. Not my favorite chart that we've looked at today, but I would probably be looking for a move somewhere around about $1.88, $1.90 or so. Short-term time frames like a 4-hour. Definitely not as interesting right here. This one would look a lot more bearish to me. I mean, still it's a downtrend right here, to be fair. And how would I kind of look at this one? Well, basically just anywhere below yesterday's low, I'd be looking for this one to fall apart again and come back down to like $1.60 or $1.50 or $1.56, somewhere between there. But for right now, you know, it's market analysis over individualistic analysis as usual. And I expect that this is putting in a bit of a local low right here, just mostly governed off the higher term time frame. So it depends what time frame you're looking at, but a move back up to like 189 or 190 is certainly not out of the question. And this one actually, again, did not really put in a downtrend, or actually we're on a 2-day right now, but yeah, actually didn't even put in a downtrend on a daily as well. I mean, your last low is right in over here. This is a higher low by definition. So all good in the hood. Again, easier to watch whatever Bitcoin's going to do, but this one, you know, probably not going to fall as much, as a little bit weaker, but still okay. Still, you know, the setup is there, to be fair. And again, most importantly, the invalidation point is all over there as well. What's up, Simple K? There he is. EGLD. Okay, we can do this one. Elrond of the old elves there. Man, it's kind of sad now. I don't know what to watch after we don't have Lord of the Rings anymore, man. It's just too epic. Nothing can overdo it. Nothing can outshine it. It can't be done. Not even Star Wars. Well, that's lol, says Elsa, but she just doesn't know. Interesting chart here. This one actually had a move while most things were not. I think we recorded a video on this like earlier this week. Either which way, I do look at this one. It's just kind of consolidating for right now. And just a bit of ranging, which is fine. I mean, after having a nice move to new all-time highs, that is to be expected. We did break this area right here, so we did look for a move down to about 249.5 or 250 or so. Other than that, I don't really have too much to update with here. I think at best this one, or not at best, but you know, best case for Bulovs is just going sideways right here in this range between about 250 and 285. I wouldn't be looking for a resolution anytime soon. What I would be a little bit cognizant of is essentially closing below about 250 on a 4-hour dildo, and at that point I probably would be looking for a little bit of a deeper retracement down to about 230 before the next bounce. Daily, again, just consolidating right here, and it is rather hot. You know, I don't think that this one is going to be like trending anytime soon. I think it goes sideways for a while. You might even see another range down to like 200, like low 200 or 210 or so. That's kind of where I'd be a little bit more interested in something like this. But long term, good. I don't think that you've seen the highs on this one like long term, to be honest with you. Closing on new all-time highs last week is a pretty damn good sign. Actually, even already made new all-time highs this week. But long term, you know, coming in the next couple of weeks here, I'd probably be looking for new all-time highs. I just think it consolidates for a while here. Of course, you'll know that I'm wrong, and this one's ready to trend again with any sort of a 4-hour closure above about 285 or so. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Elrond. BK, what's up, man? CVX, yeah, we can do that one. Okay, CVX versus this. Okay, very good, very good. This one's ready. This one's ready to go. Another higher low on the daily right here again. Very lovely. And I'd be looking for this one. Actually, this one's already kind of broken above range. I'd be looking for this one to go on a bit of a run. I don't know what this correlates to in like beta rolls, but like 0.005 basically. Whatever this level is right here is kind of where I'd be looking towards. This is obvious accumulation. Now, there's not a whole hell of a lot of history here, so I'm kind of like grasping at straws, but it always comes with an invalidation point on the other side. As long as you're above about 0.00335 or so, I generally look to the upside on this one. Looks like it probably has one more push to the upside for new highs on this run, and then I'll be looking for another sideways consolidation. But a very constructive run right here, very, very good. Whenever you see something like this where it pops up, comes back down, fills, pops up, comes back down, fills, pops up, comes back down, fills, those are really good signs of accumulation in this case. So. And obviously, the opposite true is true for distribution, but in this case, this is obviously reaccumulation. So a very good run, and I expect that it does have a little bit more short term. However, I would be cognizant of this area right here, right around about 0.00425 or so. Probably do see a bit of a short term pullback right around there, if I had to guess. Let's see. What else do we have? What's up, Chester Adlin? Hello, sir. I've lost my V card. Nice. All right, you're not allowed here anymore, though. Get the fuck out. Virgins only, and Simpsons are only allowed in this cave. And that means, hey, don't you laugh as well. No girls are allowed here too. So Jesus Christ, like, what do you think this is? What kind of establishment do you think that I'm running here? Inclusivity? Fuck off. Bunch of hocus pocus bullshit. Anyways, thoughts on sushi short term. Thank you, Majestic Battle Dragon out. Nice one. Okay, so sushi, huh? We can go check it out. Let's see what we have here. Pretty good. Not bad at all, actually. Be looking for this one to extend the run a little bit more towards $17 before a little bit of a short-term pullback. But yeah, you're just asking about specifically short-term. Yeah, I'd be looking for a bit more continuation right here. This one's actually pretty obvious to manage. Below 1431 or 1430, I would be looking for, or sorry, I'd invalidate this idea, but overall, I'd be looking for another drive short-term to about 17 and a half, bit of a pullback there. And after that point, you got to start looking at the weekly. And what's the weekly? The weekly is strong as fuck, man. I would be looking for this one to go into the 20s. I'd be looking for this one to probably reclaim highs and probably make new all-time highs. I mean, the weekly RSI is very fucking good right here. Very, very good right there. So, again, as long as it doesn't hit invalidation, I really like that. Bless you, sir. All right, cool. Donnie Bowling, what's up, man? You make me less self-conscious about being hairy. Thanks, Dr. Krown. No problem, sir. That's what the doctor's in here for. Would you like a prostate exam as well? Blockchain Barber, what's up, man? Always love your analysis. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Let's see, Zen, 15-minute, 30-minute, and hourly. I don't think this thing trades, man. I dare I look at these lower term time frames. Jesus. Let's see. Let's go hit an hourly. Okay, so we hit the top side of the range. Man, you're on the crack traded time frames on a fucking altcoin that does not trade. Like, this thing does not trade. This thing trades like 60,000 in an hour. Like, that's nothing. That is fucking nothing, man. Well, whatever. It's your money. Anyways, if you're looking at like these very low term time frames, I'd be looking for a bit of sideways here. Probably does come back down and tag around $100, but I do look at this as essentially a bullish setup, not necessarily on like a fucking 15-minute, but if we even just go to like a 4-hour, a little bit of a short term consolidation right here, probably does come back down to $100 before it's all said and done. Leads to daily continuation. Not that you care apparently, but at that point, I'd probably be looking for a move up to like 130, 135. Whereas an invalidation on this one below $100, obviously on an hourly. But for right now, fine. Sideways in here is good. Short term, I don't know, man. On something like this, it's probably better that I don't say. But I would be looking for a little bit of downside first, actually, on like a 15-minute. All right, cool. What's up, J3F? Yeah, let's do AVAX. This one's rather popular. So I'll record a video on this one as well. Here we go. We got AVAX right here. I think this is like being picked up by all of the big accounts right now too. Good shillings going on, so that's always a good sign. Here we have Avalanche, symbol AVAX, and we are going to be doing a general overview on this one. Anyways, first and foremost, it looks like we hit that target over there. I believe we recorded a video on this one yesterday as well. We did say move down about $50 plus a bounce there. We got that. Looking good, and this is looking like general continuation to me as well. The question is, what are our ranges depending upon what time frame that you're on? Well, on a daily, momentum oscillators actually just freshly boosting back up into the bullish control zone for daily RSI. Daily Jewel still remains with positive curvature there as well. Elsa's coughing in the background. Apologies on that one, but this is all coming alongside of increasing volatility. So we do have trend. Obviously, there's your next higher low confirmed yesterday. We do have momentum, and we do have volatility in this case. So I would be looking for general continuation. And this one, it's probably new all-time highs. Yep, it is new all-time highs. I'd still be looking somewhere around about $80 or so before the next sort of medium-term pullback. And a very nice setup right here. Where's an invalidation on this one? Obviously below yesterday's daily low at about $50. I would invalidate this idea and look for a move down to about $40 first before anything else. I wouldn't necessarily say that would make me bearish on this. The only thing that would make me bearish on this is below about $39, but 40 to 39 kind of same thing anyways. For right now, sideways and up is the name of the game here, is what it looks like to me. And we go over here to momentum charts. I just want to see what we're looking at. Daily remains with upside caution as long as above $62. So it would imply that it does need to see a continuation today. My experimental indicator over here does say that that's rather likely. Go down to a 4 hour remains up as long as above 54.45. And hourly will actually pop back up with any sort of a closure above 62 or so. So let's actually go back down here to the short-term timeframes. I would be looking for this one to come back down. I don't know why. Oh no, I had this one marked off for probably 12-hour range, but I'd actually be looking for this one to come back down and tag around about 56, maybe $56.50 first, and then put in a higher low in the short-term timeframes, and then very likely continue on with the general rally. Again, areas of interest in somewhere around about $80 or so, more long-term. Again, probably looking like a week or two down the road, but decent setup right here. And one of the charts, or one of the better looking charts that we've seen certainly today. And I quite like it, actually. I don't know what the fuck this thing is. Don't know what it does. I know that it's like basically a competitor like Ethereum. It's like the next Ethereum killer, which they're all Ethereum killers, so whatever. But as far as charts go, people like it, and it definitely deserves that, it looks like. Daily breakout above about $60 is what I'd be looking at right there. I think that this one ranges for another day or so, though. But hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Avalanche. Nice one. What's up, Mama for Life? Thoughts on DSLA protocol? I believe okay, please just one at a time, though. There's so many people here, man, and I do understand that it's frustrating, but we do have to be respectful towards everyone, and I can't do like a bunch of different shitcoins for the same person, like the same message. Just it gets too convoluted. We had someone who did that in the past, and it's just like, you just like list off like 5 to 10 fucking shitcoins, just like, hey man, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, for one, and why? Like, how do you have no fucking, never mind. You're not that person anyway, so I don't know why I'm talking about that. Looks okay right here, but long term, again, man, like charts like this are just garbage. You don't have to trade charts like this. It's a laggard. It's going to be weak. If Bitcoin moves to the upside, this one will not follow as much. But is this one likely to move to the upside? Probably yes. I'd like to see it close above about 730 today, and then yes, I would be looking for a move somewhere around about 780 to maybe even 800 or so. Let's look at it on this chart over here. I assume it probably has the same setup as most other things. Yeah, hidden bullish evidence on the daily, multiple drives there. Next move very likely is up, and where's your invalidation? Basically below today's low. Very, very easy and simple setup right there. But again, man, you don't need to trade shit like this unless if you truly believe in it, which maybe you do. Maybe like the fundamentals. That's a different game. But as far as charts go, I'm never gonna like a chart that looks like this when like the good charts have already been making new highs or like grinding up and retesting their prior highs, and my hair is getting on my face, and doesn't feel good, man. Nicholas Turners, what's up, man? Hey, it's all good, man. PLS on the Australian stock exchange. Okay, got it. You say you got in at 27 cents. Looks good, but starting to feel toppy. All right, let's check it out. Okay, so symbol PLS, and this is Pilbara Minerals, so some sort of a rock company. It depends what time frame you're on, right? So if you're looking at a weekly, I think fine. Yeah, you did have some bearish evidence right there, but I think you've already played that out. That was actually several weeks ago, in fact. Monthly, is starting to get into toppy areas. Yeah, I would agree with that, actually. Daily, daily makes this one a little bit more simple, though. Look, as long as this thing is above about 220, you might even say 2.25. I do look at this one as very likely to trade sideways and up from here. I mean, I imagine this was probably like maybe, well, this thing doesn't have earnings, but something happened in aftermarket hours right here. Remaining above about 2.25, I would not get like bearish on this, but you are in a range, right? So is it toppy? Yeah, it's toppy on a short-term time frame. It's very likely to come back down around here and probably range a little bit more. But I suppose you could keep up the short-term time frames as long as you're above that 2.25 level. I don't think it's going to hold like that, but overall, if I had to call this one right now, I think that you go a little more sideways right here and then probably have an upside resolution. This is fine on the higher term time frames for the most part. The monthly is the one that kind of does throw me for a bit of a loop, but we do have a quarterly closing at the end of this month, and that's what you're looking like right there. It's just, is that within your time frames or not? I don't know, because you did not specify a time frame, it looks like. So, oh no, you did specify a time frame. You said a daily. Okay, on a daily, actually, very obviously, very obviously just going sideways right here. So I'm looking at way too high term time frames for what you asked for. I apologize about that. Obviously, I would be looking for continuation of new highs above 250. No secrets right there. And we probably could come up with some obvious areas of interest. Short term would be about 265, or sorry, about 275, and then probably long term a little bit above $3 or so. So yeah, take that as you will, but understand where the risk is. And of course, below $2 even, I would no longer be bullish on this one, and I'd be looking for a nasty drop off. But to me, this is still reaccumulation right here, is what it looks like. Just I don't know if that's going to be happening within your time frame. So hopefully that was helpful in some vein. What's up, Eric Hawley? Welcome to the cave, man. And holy shit, nice avatar. That's actually some cool artwork you got going on right there, man. Christopher Corey, Chainlink short-term pump. Then you asked for a 4-hour and daily. Well, all right, short-term, maybe in the 4 hour. Let's go check it out. Where is my linky dinky bullshits over here? Where are they? There we go. We're gonna record a video for this one as well. Looks like Hootie Hennessy is not in the house as well today. All right, let's see. Here we have Chainlink, symbol LINK versus the dollar. And what do you know? We've already taken out the highs of yesterday. Looking pretty damn good. It looks like we did fulfill our continuation condition from a couple days ago. And the first target has been met at 30 3/4. And I'll be looking for general continuation right here as well. Let's see where we're at as far as fibs go, just to see if there's any headwind in the way. And actually we're at the 31.5 level right there, which is actually a 618. So if you are going to be looking for a bull trap, this is where it'd come from. How would you confirm this as a bull trap? I'd want to see today close below about 30 3/4. So just 30.5 would look very obvious. At that point, I'd be looking for this one to come back down and retest below $30. I think that's what's happening right here. Probably not. This is pretty damn good setup. Hidden bullish evidence of multiple drives on the daily, and we do see daily BBWPs expanding about 50 percentile. Really fucking good right there. And even the daily jewels going as well. If I had to call this one, I do think that this one does push through back around the mid 30s. On that time frame. Let's go check out as well. I'm just curious to see. Well, that's the hourly, so maybe not that one. Here we go. 34.5 is the magical number on the daily. 4 hour says flip-flopping around right now. 31 3/4 where it's at. So probably short-term time frames are a bit of a sideways move. Then again, I go down to a 4 hour right here. Now, I'd actually be looking for this one to have a short-term move to the upside. Again, invalidation below about 30 3/4, even on a 4 hour on this one, would make me a little bit questionable of it. At the very least, looking for a move back down to about 29.5. But overall, I actually do like this chart. I think the weekly kind of speaks volume for it. And of course, we did close a 2-day and 3-day last night. Here's our 5-day. This one's looking really fucking good. I think it might even be a bullish engulfing right there. It is a bullish engulfing right now, in fact. So that's really bearish. Long term, I do think this one goes back up to the upper 30s and probably beyond. I mean, this is fine right here as far as a little higher term time frames charts go. 3-day, not gonna be too much. 2-day, same thing. So I think I'll just leave it right there. 2-day just confirm another drive of hidden bullish evidence, but that's not the most interesting one that I've seen right there. So fair enough. Just be aware of where the invalidation is, but overall, decent right there. Decent. And this one again did not put in a lower low, by the way, on 7th of September, which does speak towards its relative strength. So nice one for Chainlink. Nice. Cool. What's up, Spencer Smiths? Elsa, I hope sniffing Eric's hair made you bounce back. Maybe not. She does like to sniff the bunghole, though. I will tell you that. Yep. I ate it. What is the obsession with eating ass nowadays? Like, for real, it started off with eating pussy, and that's fine, but then it started to go into like eating ass, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with us? That's where I poop from. Yeah, well, I want to know, like, is this a normal thing? Because apparently people love doing this shit, and I think it just kind of speaks to the fact that our lives are way too fucking easy. We need more legitimate issues in our lives. We can't just be spending our spare time eating assholes. Miami has launched a Citycoin MIA. Really? If you can't find it, STX Stacks. Okay, let's see. MIA USD. Yeah, it trades on trades on fucking OK Coin. Pretty good. Really fucking good, actually. I don't think there's obviously no long-term analysis due on something like this, but this is obvious continuation right here. I'd be looking for another stab at about, what is this, 4 cents? Yeah, 4 cents and probably a short-term pullback there. In fact, I think you might have already seen that. Let's go down to an hourly really quick. Yeah, we've already seen that. This is continuation. This is good. This is good. This thing can run too. This thing can run too. I don't really trust like historical analysis on something that is this new, obviously, but wouldn't be surprised to see it go back to like 5 cents and maybe beyond. It's good. Very, very good right there. Very interesting too. So they have their own. So Miami, the city, like Miami, Florida, has their own coin now. How's that going to work? And like, what's the value proposition of it? Like, what's it going to be used for? Because that would seem like it'd be headline news to me if it's like fully endorsed by the the government there. Which I do understand the Miami governor is very accepting. Very much open arms to the crypto landscape. I'd be very interested to hear more about that, man, if you happen to know, or maybe I'll just do my own research myself and not bother you with that. Apologies, sir. Scott Barney says, Elsa, if he hasn't bought you a koala yet, dump him. Actually, I have bought a koala. So there you go. We're saving koalas, sir. I am a philanthropist now, and there you go. William Wendt, what's up, man? Hi, Krown. It's crazy. Yeah, man, it truly is. I still don't know really how to psychologically interpret it. It's like, thing just fucking blew up out of nowhere. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know why. I don't understand it. And but it's fun. It is a highlight of my life thus far. I would say it gives each and every day a purpose. Appreciate that, man. Holy shit! It's just a nice positive message. And then look at Rose USD. Okay, we can do that. Do we have over here? Remember this one was popular like a couple of weeks ago, perhaps. Not as interesting as some of the other charts, but this one's kind of already had its move, right? So it is consolidating here. And this is a healthy consolidation, obviously, but I don't think it's going to be doing anything super interesting anytime soon. I don't really have I don't even really have a bias towards whether it moves up or down from like its current area. I do have a bias below about 23 cents. I'd be bearish, looking for a retracement down to probably 18, 19 cents. And of course, above about 29 cents, I would be looking for a continuation of new highs. But right here, this is very obviously consolidation, and I would say that this is probably a healthy consolidation. The question is, does it test down to like 23 or 24 first, or does it test the top side first? Because it's right there in the middle of the range. So to me, that is a no trade zone, obviously. But if I did have to call it, we do see more things signaling upside than down, obviously. In fact, 4-hour Jewel still has its positive curvature. 4-hour RSI, I would say that this hidden bullish evidence already played out right there. So if it did have to call it, I'd probably be looking for short term up to about 28, 29 cents. But other than that, long term, it's good. I do like this chart. This is an example of a strong chart. Made new all-time highs when most things were hanging on to the lows or grinding sideways. That is a good sign. It's just right now it's kind of consolidating, so I wouldn't expect anything too interesting. What's up, Edmund Coleman? Why are you up so early, sir? I live in Helsinki, Finland, so this is actually a rather normal time to be up. But I actually do wake up at about 5 a.m. every day. It's my morning routine, sir. I wake up at 5 a.m., do a little bit of meditation, look at the markets for a second, check my Discord and Twitter notifications, which is sometimes a big mistake, and it can make me very grumpy sometimes. And then I go for a walk to shake it off, get some coffee sometimes, and buy some meat, of which I got some more steak for today. So it's a steak day every day, baby. Oh, I fucking love it, man. Fucking love it, baby. I got an air fryer, and every day it's like a gourmet meal. I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. Gemini Athlete MMA says, hey, Kay, can you check out Mana USD? Sure. This is Decentraland. So Decentraland is starting to become a lot more interesting to someone like myself, because I can now understand it as it's creating, from what I understand, like a metaverse, right? Like a metaverse for VR landscape, which I think is very obviously going to be the future. I have a strong conviction towards that. Anyways, as far as the chart goes right here, it should record one on this. Nah, it's actually not the most interesting chart in the short-term time frame. It's definitely not strong either. We can do it. All right, here we have Decentraland, symbol MANA. That's going to be a difficult one for Elsa, but there you go. Decentraland. There we go. Anyways, this one, a bit of a consolidation right here. Did have a nice move, obviously, well, a while ago, late March, as did everything else. Been consolidating ever since, but within the context of this current market, again, we are recording this video in middle of September or so. This one is consolidating right here, and it is actually holding on to its lows so far, okay, right? We have a bit of an obvious range going on right here as well. Looks like we did get our bull trap right at the area that we did mark off from like months ago. I haven't checked on this chart in like a long time now. Daily, with, this is market analysis over mana analysis mostly. Mana, actually, that's a great name for it. I'm a mage, by the way, in case you're new here. But looking at this right here, most things are moving up today, and I'd probably be looking for this one to join the party as well. Short term back up to about 90 cents, and then kind of more of an interesting area for the long term of about 98 cents in this case. If you can start to close dailies above there, I would be looking for not just a retest of the current highs, but very likely continuation of this rally back up towards $1.25, $1.30 or so. But for right now, we do see that daily RSI has rejected the bearish control zone. We see daily Jewel has also found a bit of fib support right there as well. It has not gotten a bullish signal, however, which is not a good sign. So you okay with there? Let's go see what we got going on. Well, I'm just curious where we're at in the grand scheme of things. 4 hours flipping down as long as below about 87 cents. So I should come up with an invalidation. Daily is actually rather interesting right here. We do see a nice trend line governing the last few lows from late June, which is right here. This higher low right here in late July, actually, and then perhaps this next major higher low right here at in middle of September, in fact. So that would remain with upside posture as long as it's about 82.5. Go down to the lower term time frames, come up with an invalidation point. This one actually pretty damn simple as well. Below about 83 cent on a 4-hour closure, I would invalidate this whole thing, and I'd be looking for this one to fall back down to the lows and probably beyond. But for right now, this one probably does pull through short term to about just under 90 cents. And then if you can start to close 4-hour deals above 90 cents, I'd be looking for that next continuation phase somewhere just shy of $1 and then come back to it after that. Hopefully that was helpful and an interesting one right there from a project standpoint, actually. Cool. Let's see. What's up, Jesse La Jolie? Good morning. Adam on Finance, please do not cut the hair. I've no plans to cut the hair, man. Regardless of all the very mean jokes that people make about me, I actually don't have any plans to cut the hair. Anyways, looking at this on the daily, consolidating at the you know that's just consolidating. I mean, this one again, similar to the other ones, did have its move a lot earlier, so it is relatively strong, obviously, but because it did have its move earlier, I'd be looking for just some range in action right here for the short and medium term, somewhere between about 36 and about 30 bucks even is where I'd be looking towards. Below 30 bucks on a 4-hour, that's where I'd start to get a bit more concerned and look for deeper retracements down to about 26, 27. But for right now, I suspect that it just holds sideways here. Probably test the downside next at 30.5. We do see 4-hour with 4-hour Jewel with the downside signature right there. 4-hour RSI phantom div as well. I'll be looking for this one to test down again. Probably does bounce there. It's also going to be the 10 simple on the daily as well. So I'm not bearish on this one long term. Just short term, looking for a bit of downside. Weekly is, I mean, it is one massive long leg doji dildo at the highs, which is typically not a good sign, but we still have a couple days left to go before confirming that. So I think I'll hold off on any long-term analysis on this. For now, just short-term, a little bit of sideways and down, and then I'll be looking for it to hold the range. If it does start to dump out, 27 is where I'll be looking towards, or just above 27 bucks. All right, cool. Kimchi, what's up, man? You must be, well, you have US dollars, but you must be maybe South Korean. Sushi, we already did that one, so I think we're good there, unless you want me to look at something very specific, but I can always come back to it later. Just let us know in the comment section. Hey, what's up, Legend Allies? Took your financial advice, oh dear lord, don't do that, and bought Microsoft daily weekly calls. Is this baby going to moon, or should I start taking financial advices from Scott? Well, Scott, it does have a proven track record. Let's see what Microsoft looks like. Last I looked at it, I thought it was looking like it might be consolidating. No, this is good. This is fucking good. Really fucking good. Holy shit, fucking good. Look, this is not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, but if I was long calls on this one, I mean, kind of depends where they're at and what expiration they're at. It's pretty good setup right here. I mean, very rarely am I interested in buying premium, but whenever I see something like this, those would be the times that I would be. Hidden bullish evidence right there, already at new highs. Did we close on new all-time highs? Probably just shy of it, 304.82 versus, actually, yes, it looks like so. We did close on new all-time highs on this one. Powerful. This is continuation, very obviously put. And yeah, so we got a correction. Yeah, we got, holy shit, man, we played this one pretty damn well then. We got a correction down to low 290s. And then up from there. I don't want to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but this is just special to me because this was my baby in traditional markets. I love trading this one because it's nice and slow. It was nice and slow for me and it just made it so, I say it wasn't easy, but it just made it nice and manageable, we'll say. But yeah, man, very, very good right here. Nothing, obviously needs an invalidation point below about 30, 301 or 302. As long as you're above there, this is obvious continuation, and this is very good. By the way, rallying up into the month's end. Hey, that's really bearish, right? That is a fucking crazy chart. Look, when I started trading this thing was like back here when it was in the mid 30s. It's insane to see this. It's fucking insane to see this, but it's good, good company, I guess. What's up, Symbol MS? He's back again. Rari? Okay, Rari. What is this? Oh, Rarible. So they have their own token, I guess. All right, that's interesting. Maybe there's another exchange here. What time frame are you looking at? Daily Kraken. Okay, well, whatever. We can look at this one. I probably would be looking for a bounce up somewhere around about 24 and a half or so. Again, market analysis over individualistic analysis. This one's not interesting on its own right. It's most because the rest of the market is bouncing right now. I would be cognizant of the $23.50 level right here. Also that last local high above there. I'd extend the run significantly, actually, all the way up to maybe even 27 and a half or so. But for right now, it's definitely a laggard, definitely a little bit on the weaker side, and not the most obvious chart, but based off of the other, based off general market, I'd be looking for this one to pop back up. Invalidation below about 20 and 3/4 right here, but decent enough, and we do see more signals suggesting upside than downside right here. 4-hour Jewel, 4-hour RSI with some phantom div, and this whole correction coming on declining volatility as well. So I'm inclined to say up, very, very likely up next, and then come back to it after that. What's up, Tai Tong? ICX? Okay, ICX, man. Is this the one that I'm thinking of? Icon? Yeah, it is. Holy fucking moly, man. This is a blast from the past. I would love to see what this one looks like. Yep, exactly as the doctor suspected. We have a shitcoin of a fucking chart, baby. We have a shitcoin of a chart. Now, is this one, gonna not join the rest of the market right here? Probably does. Obviously, it already is. This one's having a nice move today, obviously, and the last few days, in fact, and does have the same sort of golden cross setup right here. Higher low structure, continuation, and that breakout above 180 is actually rather important. As long as volatility is increasing right here, I do look for trend continuation on something like this. It's just sloppy because I suspect it does. Yeah, it really doesn't trade too much. But I'd probably be looking for next short-term, medium-term area of interest right around about 230 to 233 or so. And then above there, I'd extend targets back around, your prior closing highs at about 2 and 3/4. Weekly is good. I mean, this is a pretty damn good setup right here. So I suspect that this one does trade higher. 2-day had a phenomenal closure right there. 3-day, same thing. I mean, 3-day is fucking phenomenal. Even a bullish engulfing, it looks like. Or just shy of it, but still strong. Nonetheless, I'll be looking for a next move up. And this one probably does go to 260 or 270 or so. Long term, though, I hate charts that look like this, but I expect that this one does actually have a chance here. So maybe something's happened. Maybe they have some fundamentals now. Actually, maybe they've actually done some, which is good. So cool. It's good to see shit like that rewarded. Or maybe we're just seeing the junk rally, which is also not good. But yeah, man, I'd probably be looking up there. Of course, with an invalidation in mind. As always, what's up, Edmund Coleman? Moon River. Okay, all right. This one's been getting a lot of love recently. A lot of just random chillers in the comments seem to really like this, which is usually a bad signal for myself, long term. You see that shit with Safe Moon. It's great name, bro. I'd be looking for this one to actually pop back down short term, back down somewhere around about 380 or so, but very likely bounce there. This is not a bearish chart, obviously. It's also a very new chart, so I don't really trust it too much, but I'll probably be looking for another move down around here, puts in a higher low at some point, and then works its way back up to the top side of the range. Long term, there is no long term on something like this. I think you asked about the 4-hour. If we go down to an hourly, I'm not too married to the idea that it goes down first, but I expect that this is, sideways is very good on this one. The invalidation is below about 350 for the general range. I do think it probably does test the downside first and then rallies off there. Now, if you do start to lose 350, hey, that's problem city, probably all the way back down to 290 over time. But for right now, you give it a chance. It's had a decent move for what it's worth, and I think it's best to just leave it at that. So hopefully that was helpful. What's up, J3F? It's no Lord of the Ring, but the Witcher. Actually, the Witcher is pretty damn good. We should get back into that one. But there's an anime Witcher, and then there's the real Witcher with what's his name? That very dreamy fellow, Henry Cavill. Yeah, he's great. I'm a big fan of him. He's good. He's also a nerd like me too. He plays fucking Total War and apparently he plays WoW as well, which I can't handle, man. It's too much for me. Martin Hunt, what's up, man? Morning to you as well. Can you please explain exactly how you identify a lower high is in on Bitcoin for someone who's very new to technical analysis and not very smart? Well, I understand that you're just making a joke against yourself right there, but look, man, it's no more complicated than this, really. So, okay, if you want to make this maybe in the most simplistic way, I wouldn't be looking at any indicators, no bullshit like that. I would just be looking at straight up structure. So what I would do is I wouldn't use any of the lower term timeframes. I'd use at minimum a 12-hour, preferably a daily. And what you want to see is a very clear reversal sort of formation going on right here. That can come in many different formats. It could come in a bearish engulfing like you saw right here. It could come in as a shooting star dildo, as do I have an example right here? I don't have an example. Or yeah, we have a doji doodle over here. Kind of same idea. Signaling indecision. Here's a little bit of a shooting star right there as well. You know, if you see something like that around that region, that's going to be your first like, oh shit, this might actually be happening. And then as soon as it starts to stop and reverse, and maybe you put it on like a line chart after that point, you see like, you know, a clear stop and reverse point similar to this right here, similar to this right here, similar to this right here. That's when I'd start to say, okay, this is very obviously a lower high, and it is time to be looking lower. Now, of course, I always like to see like an actual break of structure as well. I've been pretty adamant in saying that it's about $47,000 for me right now. If you want to be a little more aggressive, you'd use about 47.5 the closing basis for this last move that we did see. They're equally as fine right now, in my opinion. But that's going to require a little bit of waiting. So yeah, that's essentially what I'd be looking for. Did I skip Matic? I mean, there's like an oh shit, sorry. Oh my god, sorry J3F. Yeah, let's go do Matic. But yeah, that's essentially what I'd be looking for right there. So hopefully that was helpful, sir. Matic, apologies, man. Apologies, J3. Where's my Matic? I might have taken it off. Nope, it's there. 150. So we did get the move to 150. Not bad. Not bad. Should we record a video on this one? Let me see how many videos I got. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I guess we could. All right. Here we have Matic, symbol M, or actually no, it's Polygon. Here we have Polygon, symbol MATIC, and it looks like we did hit, or we're about to hit our 150 target from, I believe it was yesterday or the day prior than that. Anyways, with that said, this one's actually looking pretty damn good here. I would be looking for general continuation above 150 to 155 before the next sort of potential, you know, very short-term time frame pullback. But we have a nice setup right here. Daily RSI rejects the bearish control zone, back up, looking good. Will not have any divergences there, but is accompanied by a jewel signal as well. Not accompanied by the DMI support, but still good in its own right. And this is coming in within the context of increasing volatility. I want to see that get above 50 percentile. If that starts to happen, I'd extend targets basically around the highs of this, you know, of the prior rally at about $1.70, or you know, anywhere around there, $1.70 to $1.75 or so. 2-day close last night, pretty damn good. Nice lift off on that one. Nice, not bad. 3-day, same thing as well. 3 did not put in a lower low here too. And the 5-day is actually working on a bullish engulfing right here, it looks like. So if that does get confirmed to, tomorrow, then I'd be looking for a retest of the highs of the prior rally. You know, $1.70 to $1, actually almost 90 in this case. That would actually confirm hidden bullish evidence right here, and probably does carry it onwards and forwards. If you do see any sort of a trade higher than your third, than this high right here at about $1.87.5, I would be looking for extension back up to, you know, 210 to 225 or so, and probably continues on with a macro rally. I want to check it out from a momentum oscillator perspective as well, just to generate some areas of interest, and then also come back with an invalidation point. But 4 hours pretty cooked up. 147.5, the magical number right there. And actually we can kind of see an invalidation right here below $1.40 is where I'd start to invalidate all these ideas. The 4 hour is pretty hot right now, I would say, but volatility showing that it can go a little bit more here. In fact, a lot more, as we're only at about 67 percentile. 12 hour freshly crossing up 128, the magical number right there. That's good. It's looking good. Daily, same thing, 131, the magical number as well. So a little bit of a laggard, the last couple months here, but overall, Matic, Polygon, whatever the fuck you want to call it, looks like it's pulling through, and I would be looking for this one probably about $1.55 short term. Look for a bit of a pullback there. Hope you don't see a rejection back down below about $1.40. And then I'd be looking for general continuation based off the daily closure tomorrow on the 5-day. But yeah, right around there as well. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Polygon. Nice. Cool. All right. Let's see. What's up, Moose Boss? Hey, Krown. Thanks, man. Can we look at Ren? Sure. Ren. Do you remember Ren and Stimpy from back in the day? That was like apparently supposed to be an Adult Swim type of cartoon, which you can just imagine. That one was weird, like super fucking weird. Good. Clearing above the last local high, the rejective high that we did see on 8th of May, in fact. Very, very nice right there. Hidden bullish evidence, multiple drives all the way through. I'd say that that's, you know, very likely already played out, but you have a great example of a golden cross. You see the golden cross right here, test down into it, puts in a higher low. Beautiful, fucking beautiful. And then volatility starts to increase as this one does get its continuation. So I would be looking for this one to generally continue as well. Short-term timeframes, though, probably getting pretty damn hot here. Yes, indeed, they are. 4-hour BBWPs on the ceiling, 100 percentile multiple times in a row. So maybe one more spike to the upside short-term, and then very likely a bit of a sideways consolidation and pullback. I don't really have any reason to change my opinion on this one as long as it's above about 95 cent. Yeah, very, very good on the weekly as well. Very fucking good on the weekly. This is not what this is not. I'm gonna just say this straight up. This is not what a fucking bull trap looks like. For the love of God, like Jesus Christ, man, it's so interesting to me to see like people are so stuck on this idea right now. This is unless if this thing closed below like $1 by end of week, this is just not what they fucking look like. And dare I say it, man? Dare I fucking say it? 5 days going to close tomorrow as well. If you see it anywhere above $1, man, I'll be looking for this one to continue on to $1.25 within the next week or so. It looked very, very good. Is it comeback season to all-time high? I mean, look, man, this thing's obviously a shitcoin right here. Would I feel comfortable saying that? Probably. It depends on whatever Bitcoin does, but you do have a decent setup right there. Hey, what's up, Winning Choice? Yeah, we can look at Tezos. Just one at a time, man. Please. Okay, so we can look at Tesla's XTZ. We'll do algo anyways later because that one's pretty damn popular. In fact, we might as well just do it right now. Fine, sir. Fucking fine. Okay. All right. Where are we at with this one? This one's actually rather interesting. All right. Here we have Tezos, symbol XTZ versus the dollar, and we have a bit of a range going on right now. We do see, or actually no, I don't have any trend lines going on right here. I guess I was using a different chart last time. Anyways, top side of the range 750, bottom side of the range on the daily somewhere around just above $6. I actually do like the setup right here long term. 5 days about to confirm, or actually already did confirm some phantom div, so that's not worth talking about. That's already played out. 2 day, again, a bit of a sideways range here. I imagine it's going to show better on a 4 hour. Yes, indeed it does. Any sort of price action between 750 and 610 or so is fair game. It's kind of right inside the middle of the range right there. So this is like a no trade zone for me, but this is good. Sideways here is good, is what I want to be very much deliberately clear and saying. Again, as long as it does not break below about 610. Now, if you start to break below 610, I would look for a retracement down to $5, and that also looks like a pretty nice opportunity. But looking at the 12 hour right here, short term, just sideways. I don't think this one's going to be like making new all-time highs anytime soon. I don't think it's going to be. I probably don't think it actually breaks down here. But again, the invalidation points for that is pretty much set. Let's go check it out from a momentum loss sort of perspective as well, and see if there's anything obvious. Daily will be crossing down with any sort of a closure below 706. So basically, if it doesn't continue above $7 today, I'd be looking for this one to test the downside of the range first before anything else. 4 hour remains downside posture as long as below 747. Again, short term, a little bit of sideways and down. I'd probably be looking for a bounce off that level though. 12 hour. Yeah, freshly crossing down below 757. I don't think this one's ready to trend anytime soon, but again, sideways within this range is completely fine. Do I have this range right though? Maybe I do lower it a little bit down to like $6 even or so. Be a little more lenient with it. Long term, I don't have any measures with this as long as it's above about $6. But I do think you're going to test somewhere down around your low $6 region, maybe like 6.25 or so, and then trade sideways, and that would be good for the long term. So hopefully that was helpful there, sir. We can do algo as well because I expect someone is going to ask about it anyways, and I should probably record a video on this one. I've been doing videos on this one like all week, in fact. Same shit here, man. It's literally same fucking chart right here, actually. Same fucking chart, basically. Same fucking chart. All right, here we have algo round, symbol ALGO versus the dollar, and we actually have a very similar chart to the last one that we looked at. Tezos had a beautiful move ahead of the rest of the markets. This is relatively strong, so I just want to be very deliberately clear that whatever I'm going to say about this next is within the context of long-term good, but short-term, medium-term timeframes, just sideways range right here. This one's already kind of bounced off our bottom end from yesterday's video at about $1.85. That is a good sign. I'd be looking for this one to trade sideways and probably basically just sideways within this region. If you're looking at the short-term timeframes, you're looking maybe between where we're at right now and about 215, 220 or so. Now, of course, invalidation is below about $1.85 on a 4 hour closure. I would look for a retracement first down to about 165, 160 region. Not that I think that's necessarily going to happen, but long term, this is fine. You expect to consolidate between the 618 and the 272 in this case, and if it does start to break back above about 2.25 or so, I would look for the measure, or I would look for the technical target to be hit around the 272 long term, just under $3. Yeah, daily BBWP is cooling off right here. I mean, this is what you're looking for on a local high, and I believe strongly that we've had that. You even have, or actually you do not have, yes, you do have bearish evidence right there. I think that it's already kind of played out though. Let's go check out what we're looking at right here. I do want to see that the short-term timeframes are turning up. That would be a good sign. Yep, they are. Hey, what do you know? 4 hour twisting up as long as above about 195. on a closing basis. Daily is flip-flopping around as long as we're above about 205. That'd be a little bit of short-term hopium, I suppose. But if I had to call this one, I do think it just trades a bit of sideways here. Probably sets it up for a resolution. Likely not this week, but probably next week or like last week of September. But long term, this is a good chart. Very, very good chart. Made new highs before the rest of the market on volume as well. So I always look at that as good things. Just it's going to trade a little bit sideways within this range. As long as the invalidation point's not hit, and at that point I'd just be looking for a higher low anyways on the first pass. So fair enough, and hopefully that was helpful. Do you and Elsa go surfing in Finland? It's not the best surfing place actually. Although I would really like to go, but we are going to be looking at places in Portugal in a couple years, so perhaps that would be a better place for such activities. Here though, you can snowboard, you can ski, you can do that, but surfing, I don't know about that. Gohan's mom, what's up? Cake 4-hour daily. Sure. Okay. So this is pancake derp. Maybe a weekly in there as well. Decent setup on the daily right here. Looks very similar to Bitcoin actually, bouncing off the yellow 21 right there. Where's our areas of interest from this current perspective? Yeah, about 23.5 is the big one for me. So above 23.5, I don't look at this as anything resembling a bear trap. In fact, this one doesn't look like it either. But hey, above 23.5 would be like the technical conditions for that, and I'd be looking for a return back to your former glories in late August. In fact, 2-day, great closure right there. Hidden bullish divergence come off the lows. Good on that. 3-day. Not necessarily the same setup, but still decent enough anyways. 4 hours continuation right here. I do think that you tag up to 23.5 first, probably play out a short-term pullback from there, then keep an eye on where the daily closes. And then we can extend targets back to the prior highs and maybe even beyond long term. I mean, it's not really a monthly here to do, but rallying back up into the end of September would be a really, really good sign. So not bad. Let's see. Crookface says INTC on the daily. I need to buy my wife's boyfriend a new Xbox. Damn, that fucking bastard. That fucking bastard. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can do that. This is Intel, right? INTC. Here we go. On nows, and what do we have right here? Yeah, looking okay. It looks like it has put in a bit of a daily low right there. Yep, weeklies on a low structure as well. It's actually the weekly that's a lot more obvious on this one. I do like this chart though, and I do think that it will rally back up to about $57. I mean, this is just a general uptrend right here. This whole correction coming in from like early April, it looks like it's coming on declining volatility, now starting to come all the way down to single digits, and expansion from here alongside weekly RSI rejection the bearish control zone, and weekly Jewel also showing some upside as well. I'd be looking for next move up, probably back to the median of the range, somewhere around about 58 or so. Long term good. Obviously this is a pretty damn good long term chart, so even the monthly might even confirm another drive of hidden bullish divergence right there. So that would look pretty damn good. Oh, nice. You had like a decade long or a couple of decades long of accumulation between 2000 all the way up to 17. Not bad. Hopefully that was helpful, sir. There you go. Next one. Dan Dea says, hey, no, all good, man. All good. Daily ETH roundup. Yeah, let's do that one. We do need to get this one on the board, of course. All right. That's bearish, right? That's bearish, right? Right? That's bearish, right? Closing on new all-time highs on a weekly and then not breaking lower. That's bearish, right? It's definitely bearish. I read it on the interwebs. All right, here we go. Here we have Ethereum, symbol ETH versus the dollar, and we have a lovely little setup going on right here. Short-term timeframes as requested. Looks like short-term continuation here, probably up to about 37.50 or so. I imagine that does come in line with some sort of fib retracement, and what do you know? Actually, well, let me just double check that I took it for this time frame. There we go. Boom. Yep, right around the 618 right here, which you can barely see, but just above $3,700 or so. Of course, always comes with an invalidation, which we had yesterday, right around about 34.30, which did not get hit, obviously. Now we can move that up a little bit, all the way up to about 3,500, the spike low of today, essentially. So as long as Ethereum's above there, I do look at this as a nice breakout out of a very short form accumulation right here. Volatility increasing as this one does essentially confirm a bit of a trend reversal right here on the short-term timeframes. 4-hour RSI back in the bullish control zone, and 4-hour Jewel's getting pretty hot here. It doesn't like to stay there for too long, but I would be looking for maybe one more push up and then a bit of a short-term sideways consolidation. Hourly is just an uptrend, obviously. Hidden bullish divergence on the last low, but that's already played out to new highs on the rally. Wouldn't necessarily trust that one too much more, but how does this bleed on into the 12-hour and daily perhaps? Daily still playing out that hidden bullish divergence that we identified a few days ago. Again, I'd probably be looking somewhere around the 618. If you do want to look at this as a potential bull trap, that's where you'd probably be looking at, somewhere around about 37, maybe even as much as 38. I'll just mark it off right here. I don't necessarily think that that's what's happening right here, but that, you know, should be on the board. And again, I'd be looking for like a quick wick up there and then close back down below 3,500. If that happens, yeah, we have a bull trap on our hands, and I'd be looking for another drive at the lows and probably breaks down over time. But let's see what moment say over here, and then we'll do a we'll look at the other higher term time frames. Oh, what's this? Daily Stokes having a fresh cross the upside as long as above 34.50. Not bad. 4 hour, very, very hot right there. 36.34 is a magical number. Hourly is actually having a bit of a reset, but 36.50. So again, short term time frames probably a little bit more sideways than anything else. I don't really have a strong opinion on that. 12 hour remains up as long as above 32.80. Obviously, we closed a 2-day yesterday, and that will, it's not flipping up. Well, at least not on tonight's closure. Obviously, it closed yesterday, but 36.30 would be the magical number on that one. 3-day, 4,000, so not happening anytime soon. And then we have a 5-day closing tomorrow, actually. Or let me just double check. Okay, do we have a 5-day closing tomorrow? Yes, we do. Okay, yeah, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a big one for me because we are, or not we, but Ethereum, this inanimate object, is working on a bullish engulfing dildo on the 5-day. If this happens, I really would not be leaning in towards any sort of a bull trap scenario right here. Again, remember, just a fucking week ago, or I guess 2 weeks ago now, this one closed on new all-time highs on the weekly. That's not, in the way that I was taught, that's not fucking bearish. It's like the same things as like when the bulls would get just more and more bullish the lower that shit goes. It's like, no, or at least I would disagree with that. 5-day will also confirm hidden bullish evidence here as well, with a nice reaccumulation right at the edge of the bullish control zone here too. This is a really good signal actually, assuming that it does close above these regions obviously, so it need to close basically here or higher, but that would look really, really good coming into next week specifically. So this would be a more long-term setup. And then of course we got the end of the month coming in as well, and you already know, or if you've been here for a while, you already know the monthly is actually back above the topside trolling band, which is currently riding at 36.20. If we go to the bi-monthly, which closed last month, this looks really good as well. You know, obviously just wicked off. I mean, this is what I'm talking about right here. Yeah, God damn it. Oh, here we go. That's what I'm looking for. You know, just wicked off the top side of the topside trolling band, which is, you know, a very obvious signal, typically speaking, for strong trending moves. And before that closed, you know, massive. And then of course we got a quarterly closing at the end of this month, which not my idea of bearish as well. So hopefully that was helpful. It did come about $10 shy. I've taken up the prior 3-month low, but it held up, and that's what matters most there. So overall, you know, be aware of the areas of interest and be aware of the invalidation points. But for right now, you know, the setup is there for the higher term timeframes. For the short term timeframes, I do think that this one is going to be going into a bit of a sideways consolidation somewhat soonish. So for now, you know, again, be aware. 3,500 is kind of the magical number for this one. Below there, I would not be short-term, medium-term bullish. And then I really want to see the 5-day and weekly closure before saying anything else. But hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Ethereum. Next one. Cool. Let's see. What's up, Mark Dotry? Bulldogs versus demons. I don't know, man. I've been playing Pathfinder recently, and I'm feeling the demon side right now. Who's your tip for the AFL Grand Final? I don't know what that is. You talking about American Football League? I don't know, man. I'm a Raiders fan, but no, you're probably talking about Australian Football League. I don't even know the fucking teams, man. I like I think I know one of them, the Brisbane Lions. Yeah, you know, that's gonna be it. I think, well, they play like rugby and football probably. I don't know what they do in Australia. You don't think so? Do you guys play football in Australia? Well, okay, we need to define terms here. Football, like American football. Don't know exactly. Oh, here comes the Heskins. Jesus Christ. Here we go. It's coming. It's coming. John Del Rubio, can you check out Luna? Sure. Yeah. No one's asked about this one in a while, and it used to be like super popular just 3 weeks ago or so. Let's see. Actually, really, really good here too. Actually really fucking good here. Let me just double check how many videos I have for today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do we want to do another one for Terra Luna? No, I won't do one for this one. Although this. Okay, we'll just. Do we do it? Do it. All right. Here we have Terra Luna, symbol LUNA versus the dollar, and we're going to do a general overview for this one. Very interesting chart right here. One of the stronger charts, had its move ahead of most of the market, so I look at that as relatively strong. That is a really, really good sign for this one long term. Daily looks to me like it's putting in a higher low right above all major moving averages, typically a good sign as well. No divergence to be accompanied by that, and actually daily Jewel is a bit of a sell signal, so that would be the one kind of counter signal to what I'm looking at right here. But overall, I would not look at that as playable as long as you're above about 33 bucks or so. So that'd be kind of like my short-term invalidation. If that level gets taken out to the downside, I would look for another retest down around about 26.5 to 27 bucks or so. But for right now, I do like this chart, and I do believe that it will short-term test back around about 40 bucks. Look at the 4 hour. Just here really. Volatility's on the ground. So this one is actually setting up for a move like very, very soon. In fact, let's go look at momentum offset and see if there's a general bias for this one. Let's go to a daily. Okay, daily is actually down as long as below 40.5. Okay, so this one does need to start moving like today, otherwise, and actually 4 hours is going to be twisting down as well with any sort of a closure below 36.40. Very interesting then. So with volatility this low, like we are going to be looking at a resolution probably today actually. If it does come to the downside, I'd be looking for, like I said, a move down short term to about 30 bucks, probably bounces there, and then maybe continuation to 27. Below 27, I would no longer be long-term bullish on this. Until that happens though, and I'll even go against my momentum oscillators right here. I actually do think this one does pop back above 40 bucks. And if you start to see closures above there, that will obviously influence the momentum oscillators over here. 4 hours, again, 36.5. Daily is 40.5. 2 day is going to be 37.5. And 3 days is going to be 40 bucks as well. So a lot of things overlaid at the $40 region. If you start to close above there today, I would look for another run just above 50 bucks short term to about 52 in the next few days most likely. And then probably long-term continuation towards 75, 80 bucks over time. But for right now, be aware of where the invalidation is. This one's very, very interesting actually. Very, very interesting right here. And if this one does start to move up, ahead of the rest of the market, that'd probably be another damn good sign for the general market. So hopefully that was helpful. Again, be aware of the invalidation, but a decent setup right there. And let's just quickly look at the monthly. Not really getting too much from this, a little bit too new. So there we go. And there's Luna. Not bad. These Hazies. Hello, Z's. I am Chess Bra. You are Babo, and we can just be here together once again. And Glutes Bra. Yes, Glutes Bra. I know. I'm aware of Glutes Bra. He loves to eat the ass as well. Cardano versus the dollar. Sure. Where's my Cardurpio? Where are we at? 250. Where's this one operating right now? Yeah, okay. So we did come to this one yesterday. I did say, hey, look, it's probably is putting a bit of a low right there. Here we have Cardano, symbol ADA versus the dollar, and it looks like the Bulas will pull through here. Another low, a nice complex low right at the 55. If this one was going to be a rejective lower high, we would have been looking for continuation. Usually the next day, at most 3 days out from there. And yesterday we basically held off the 55. So to me, this is within the opportunity zone, as some people like to say. And this does look like it wants to pop back up somewhere around about 265. So where would I invalidate this idea? It's actually pretty damn simple right here. This one's actually a very, very simple trade. In fact, not that this is any financial advice or anything like that, but as long as this thing's above about 238. Wow, I really am dyslexic. I do look at this one as very likely to pull through, and it's not going to play at this technical target to the downside. This was a fake out. This was a bear trap, as I've been kind of postulating around, as we did discuss yesterday. So where would you confirm continuation to the upside? 256.5 on a 4 hour delta closure. I'd look for continuation all the way up to about 270 at that point. At that point, you want to see where the daily delta closes. If it does close above that region, I'd be generally looking for continuation back up above $3 actually. This is okay right here. Let's see what momentum oscillators are. Again, keep in mind where the invalidation is, because if it does lose that level, then you're looking back down around $2. But for right here, wait, this is not it. That's not it. That's not Cardano. Cardurpio, where art thou? Let's go to a daily. Here we go. Daily will cross back up with any sort of a closure above 250. So that would be good. So again, 250 kind of a daily pivot. 4 hour 242.5. So interesting right there as well. And hourly is going to be freshly crossing up above about 246. I do think this one will pull through actually. This is okay. It's a little bit sloppy, but that's just the way that they operate sometimes. So hopefully that was helpful on Cardano. Again, if it does hit the invalidation, I would look for a pretty nasty move down to about $2 or so. With the bounce and plot around there. But for right now, I do think it pushes through. I just want to check it out from more angle and see what we have over here. Not really getting too much from this. I mean, it held on to the bottom side of the Troll bands right here. So this does look like a bit of a head fake if you're familiar with Troll band philosophy, if you will. But yeah, I do think that probably does pull through here. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Cardano. Nice one, man. Hey, what's up, Basil? Thank you for that, man. I appreciate that. Getting old as fuck, you might even say. And I am well, thank you. I hope you're well as well, sir. Took your advice on Sol and longed $68. Holy shit, you're doing quite well. Be another one to record today as well. Or should we record this one? Maybe hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god, I already have 10. The fuck. Yeah, we won't record one on today. We can do it for tomorrow. But Solana. So you bought at $68. Jesus Christ, nicely done, man. So it depends what you're trying to do here. Obviously, like if you're trying to trade the long-term trend, be ready that if this thing does want to really break down, it would not be out of the question to come back down around $100. But the thing is that because it's been such a monumental rally, I would not flip around to being bearish on this thing. Especially as long as it's above about $80 or so, or maybe I say $70. But overall, it is a bit in limbo right here. We do see potential bearish divergence formulating itself if this does confirm as a local high. It has not done that just yet. Let's go down to the daily and come up with areas of interest where that probably does start to get confirmed, because if it does start to fall apart, it will happen relatively fast. And I would say that's actually very simple right here. 140 would be the bottom side of my range. Actually about 140, right around there on a closure on a wick basis, just below this wick right here on 7th of September, which is 128. Below there, I would look for this one to come down to $100 first, probably bounce there, and then hold your breath and hope that the bounce is really, really good. For right now, short-term time frames, what are we looking at? This is a distributed pattern right here, to be fair. This is a descending triangle. Now, within the context of this market, would I be looking for this one to break down when most of the things are not right now? Especially for one of the more strong ones? Well, usually no. So be aware of that. This one obviously did have a bit of a fundamental problem the other day. I think they turned off the blockchains. They just fucking switched they hit the off switch. So where would I look at this one for a short-term time frame breakdown? Below, a 4-hour below about 150 or so. But again, it depends how long-term you are right here. This one is going to be looking for a move probably today, maybe tomorrow. BBWP is very, very low right there. Look at it. Also does saying, and then we can maybe come up with some areas of interest. 4 hours up as long as above hourly is up as long as above 153. 4 hour is going to flop back up with any sort of closure above 157.5, which we're above right now. 12 hour is going to flip back up above about 167 and daily above 190. So this one's not going to be trending anytime soon, in my opinion. I think at best you're ranging between about $1.90 and 150 right now. If this thing can start to close back above about $1.60, then I would look for this one to give another rally back up around 180 or so, trade sideways, and that's going to start to look pretty damn good. But for right now, be aware of the invalidation points to the downside, because this one does show some pretty nasty signals of potentially topping. So I'd be cognizant of that. Obviously, if you're long term, like I don't know how long term you are, but if you're looking at a monthly, this is not really a concern, especially as long as you're above $100. That'd kind of be my invalidation point. If you're like truly in it for the long term. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Solana's. What's up, Martin Hunt? Second ask for the day. All good, man. It's all good, man. Can we have a look at SRM? Sure. Serum, another scam coin. Okay, let's see what we got. Terrence McKenna, are you the real Terrence McKenna? Let's see, daily right here, looking okay. Looking okay. 4 hour, not looking okay. Where do I go with this one? Similar to Solana, actually. It looks like I already have this level marked off. I guess I would play the ranges here, but I don't feel too confident on this one. I want to shoot you straight on this. Kind of similar to Solana on the short-term time frames. Like if I'm just looking at this, like okay, that's obviously downside, but within the context of this market, I'm not so sure if I would roll with that. Here, see. Daily's down as long as below $12. So yeah, best this thing's ranging 4 hours up above 10.35. Okay, so if this one does start to break below about $10 on a 4 hour closure, I'd be looking for a correction first to about $8.50 before anything else. Until then, sideways above $10 is best case for Bulaws. I don't think this thing's trending anytime soon. Long term, good. I mean, long term, this is very, very good, but I don't. Unless you see a pop back up above about 11.25 today, or even just $11 today, I'd probably be looking for this one to trade lower first than anything else. Then again, if it can hold sideways here, that's good. good. But either 8.5 or hold sideways and maybe puts in a rally like, you know, probably not this week, but next week if that 5-day, you know, it's long-term good. Like that's what I want to be on the record as saying. I just don't feel too confident in the short term. So, you know, maybe it's best that I hold off on that one and just kind of leave it there. Maybe a healthy amount of I don't know is the right way. Hey, what's up, Condre Sova? Appreciate that, man. Just link me the opening track. Are you talking about the beginning of it or like the mix part of it? The mix part of it is actually just a Rage Against the Machine mix by Team Awesome. So it's Team Awesome, Bulls on Parade, and then the part before that is actually a song that a producer named Corduroy, who's actually a professional guy, made specifically for this channel. So you can actually find that song on YouTube freely on this channel. It's titled something along the lines of the Cave Anthem or something like that is what I have it here. What's up, sir? Go right there. FTM or I fart in all capitals, so you don't need to it's all good, Condre Sova. It's all good, man. But yeah, so you can find both those tracks on YouTube. But the first one is, I don't think Corduroy has it on its own on his own Spotify. But if you're interested in his music, check out his Spotify because he's like a real professional guy. Like that guy knows what the fuck he's doing. He blew my mind when he made that chart. What's up, Solverine? Hey, hola, Mr. Babyface. Mind checking your favorite? Oh god damn it, Tellurian. Yeah, let's see what we got. Looks like you got your move though, so that's good. Let's see. Well, TEL. What time frame, sir? On a daily, weekly, and monthly. Hey, thanks, man. Cool. Dailies, or that's 3 day. Dailies looking very, very good. Dailies looking very, very good. I'd be looking for this one to rally back up and reclaim, you know, over time the highs of the range. But increasing volatility after this lovely correction here. Daily Jewel is probably going to give another holiday or long signal as well. Daily RSI is good. Weekly, I'll probably be looking for this one to test back up somewhere around about $5 or so over time. Weekly RSI tells the story on this one. Monthly. You know, the monthly is one that I don't like, obviously, so I would be cognizant of maybe rejection around $5. But if you start to close monthly dildos above 5 or wherever the 55 is, this thing would actually look like it probably has a macro reversal in place. I might even be comfortable front running that. But until then, you know, this area right here on your monthly is kind of like your trappy area, as it is still a bearish setup long term. So I do think it will trade up around there. The question is what happens when it gets to like $4.50 to $5. Start to see rejections around there. That's where I start to look at this one as likely to slink back on over. But for right now, man, it looks like you had a phenomenal trade, man. Phenomenal fucking trade. So cool. Congratulations. That's excellent. Excellent, sir. Okay. Let's see. Senegra says, last question. Do you know if Krown can make a video of his new exchange? It's just a broker, interactive brokers. I can make a video for it if you like. I think it's, you know, if you're familiar with exchanges, they're more or less very, very similar, but I can do that. No problem if there's interest for it. Sure, certainly. Again, I don't think it's limited to just Americans, but I do think that they, well, actually, I need to look into that. I do know that they do accept Americans since it's the best place right now if you want to trade Bitcoin in a regulated fashion. And yes, you know, we do obviously have an affiliate link over here or a partner link over here. You know, you don't have to use it if you don't want to. It's or I guess it will actually earn up to $1,000 in their stock or whatever the fuck. But you can just type it in at the top of your browser. It's all good. Terrence McKenna, what's up, man? How art thou? Got a good night of sleep, so I'm feeling well, man. Would you please look at CHSB versus Ethereum? Do we have to look at it versus Ethereum? This is bad. Very fucking bad. Weekly just had a hidden bearish divergence right there. I'd be looking for this one to sweep the lows again, like 1750 or so. Daily down, bad, just a nasty downturn right here. We'll have its bounces obviously, but any sort of bounces to like 2500 are, well, lower highs as far as I'm concerned. All right, last one for Justin Tomiak. I guess we got one more from Matt Rudelige. We can look at LYX. What is the obsession with this Luxo thingy? Oh, it's not a bad chart. I guess that's why. Pretty damn good here. This one's looking for continuation, probably up to 20, 21, $22. Long term, not really long term on this one, but weekly's good. Very constructive off the lows. I'll be looking for this one to test around. Yeah, probably more like $23 over the next week or two. Good. Long term, I mean, does this lead to new all-time highs? Well, I'm inclined to say yes. I mean, it's just a macro uptrend. So actually a very interesting altcoin chart. All right, what's up, Matt Rutledge? Saitama, please. Also, I like boobies. Nice, me too. We have that in common. All right, Saitama. Whoops. Sticker for this thing. Oh, it's a goddamn. It's a crypto. Holy shit. Saitama Inu. Is this another fucking dog coin? Oh dear lord. You like boobies. Do you also like flat charts? Because this is not the girth that you want to see on your titties, sir. This is literally 0. Are we in the wrong? Are we in the wrong exchange? No, it's a fucking shitcoin chart. You got me, yes sir. You got me, sir. Hey, what's up? What's up, Chasecraft? 2 months without missing a stream from Texas. Fuck yeah, man. Jesus Christ, must be dead of night for you right there. Last time sales pitch, FPS gamertag shitcoin has been killed by Krown Clown in long term. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. I don't know if is that okay? for some reason I thought the FPS was a ticker, but apparently not. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's no problem. I do need to do a wrap up for Bitcoin anyways. So let's see what we got going on right here. All right. Well, and what's up, Robass? Hey, what's up, Derek M? I've never seen a chart at 0 before. Actually, Derek, I used to say that. I've actually, okay, you want to look at AMD. I actually used to say that. However, last year, so 2022, oil went negative. So not only did it go to 0, it went negative, actually. AMD, looking good on their reaccumulation right here. I'd be looking for a bounce back up, probably back up. What the fuck is this? Get that out of my face. I'd probably be looking for a bounce back up to the median, the range like 108, 109 region. This is a good chart long term, obviously. Looking like reaccumulation at a high level right now. Risk or invalidation is obviously below about 100 or 101 if you want to be super exact. And at that point, I'd be looking for a move back down somewhere around 94, 95 bucks. But for right now, pretty damn good. Monthly, what are we looking at? Monthly is a little bit top here to be fair, but has not taken out last month's low. Yeah, I'd still be looking at 101 invalidation point. Until then, sideways and up is the name of the game here. Obviously this one, has the fundamentals going alongside it as well as supply shortages, so number go up. Okay, cool. Yeah, oh yeah, flatline there. That is a true dead heartbeat. Like, it is gone. It's gone, man. It's fucking gone. Or maybe not. Maybe we could revive it. Do you guys want to revive it? I do not. Rhetorical question. Okay, cool. Let's go back on over here for Bitcoin. Let's wrap this bitch up and then go on our very merry ways for the rest of the day. We already did EGLD, man. Most of the things that people request like around this time we've already done. So it'd probably just be best to rewind. Truly interested in that. Let me set up my charts over here. Okay. Actually, let's go to CME. Did we see? Yeah, we saw CME 5-day closure last night. Yep. Okay, here we have Bitcoin versus the dollar, of course. And what do we have? We have a 5-day closure on CME, and this is a beautiful closure at that. Red 10 symbol across the upside of the 21. And the last time that we did see this was way back on over here in June, where Bitcoin did put in the lows essentially at about 9,000 bucks before, going to about 65,000 bucks over the next half year or so. Of course, it's not a perfect signal as well. We do see a failure over here on basically the high, and the one before that was a beautiful signal as well from about 5,000 all the way up to about 14,000 bucks. Anyways, with that said, is this going to be accompanied by anything of particular interest on our other time frames? Yes, we do have a 2-day closure above all major moving averages right here, and I would have a natural target just above 49, probably 49,500 or so. 3-day, same thing as well. In fact, the 3-day is a bullish engulfing. This looks really, really good to me. I probably do end up extending that above 50,000 bucks over time to be quite fair with you. Of course, it does go without saying, as we have been saying for the last, for the last few days here. Oh, and by the way, daily does have hidden bullish divergence, and even on spot price action, multiple drives of hidden bullish divergence, alongside a volatility read that is expanding from very low single-digit numbers. We do start to see that continuation above about 49,000 bucks on a daily total closure. I would say that the people who are looking for a bull trap within this region are very likely to be sorely missed. As I would be looking for a retest of the highs of this rally and very likely new highs over time, back up to our May breakdown levels at about 56, 58,000 bucks based off a volume profile, which shows a complete just lack of interest between about 50,000 all the way up to 56, 57,000 bucks on CME specifically. So this is pretty damn good right here. Of course, it does come as always with an invalidation point on the other side. And as long as Bitcoin's essentially above its spike low of today, or if you want to look at it from a horizontal perspective, which is about 47,000 bucks, I do look at this this is very, very likely to continue onwards and upwards, and the bull trap is very likely to be unviable. With that in mind, short-term timeframes are we looking for continuation right now. If you're looking at it on a closing basis, hourly below about 47,500 would invalidate this as well. So either 47,000 or 47,500, depending upon how aggressive you do want to be. Of course, that is up to you. But by the way, hourly did just have hidden bullish evidence right here, back in the bullish control zone. Volatility is on the ever loving ground right there, and we do see that hourly jewel is also lost its downside curvature and might even get a bit of an upside signature relatively soon, maybe even on the next closure. Full hour, what do we see? Basically the same shit. And daily, which I think is rather interesting, has the same sort of setup right here as well. It's not cyan just yet on the daily jewel, but if it does start to turn cyan, I would basically be looking for a rally back up at the very least to the 618, which is about 49,500. At that point, if Bitcoin starts to close dailies above there, I do not believe that there is a bearish scenario, at least for the time being, and I'd be looking for retests into the shallow $50,000 territory, and then set it up for maybe like a late September or early October run, as this would look pretty damn good. You do probably know my thoughts on this going onwards and forwards from here. Of course, if Bitcoin does start to show weakness below 49,000 bucks, especially, that will be your next lower high, and we do technically have a lower low right here, so that would be your confirmed daily reversal. At that point, I would be looking probably back down to about 44 to 45,000 bucks before probably going lower over time. But for right now, not leaning towards that idea. I do think that is getting a little bit overblown, and I see a lot of people very much married to that idea right now as well. So if I did call it right now, I do think that Bitcoin probably does push through. Again, my opinions on these are completely irrelevant though, as the invalidation point is the most important thing. And by the way, we do have a 4-hour silver cross in line here, and this would be your test down to it. So as long as Bitcoin's above there, I do look at this as more or less likely to trade sideways and up. Short-term time frames will ebb and flow, obviously. And if we do go over here to our momentum oscillators on CME, we do see 4-hour stocks remain to the upside as long as above 48,500, which we're pretty much at right now. Hourly is flipping around as well, and just flipping to the upside first after rejecting getting out of the bullish control zone, by the way, and will remain to the upside as long as above 48,150. Daily is freshly crossing up, rejecting the bearish control zone as well, and will be remaining with upside caution as long as above 46,350, and 12 hours obviously already there as well. Same areas, 44,300 or so. So I do like this for at least for right now. And again, be aware of the invalidation points. Doesn't mean that it's 100% guaranteed or anything like that. And if you do see any sort of a weakness around 49,000 bucks, that would start to play into the bearish narrative as well. But other than that, it should also be known that if we go back to the market data tab over here, global funding rates are negative right now, and the exchange's reserve continues to downtrend. So the supply crunch is real, it looks like, and that is rather interesting. The one big counterpoint that I come up with that is the global leverage ratio is coming back up around the same levels that we saw on the September 7th drop, on the April 17th all-time high, and on the 30% correction that we saw in November of last year as well. It starts to get around there. I'd really have to kind of look a little bit more forensically into whether this market's more on the long side or more on the short side, but a negative global funding rate would probably air that probability to people, putting on short positions right here, thinking that they're going to front run some sort of a massive bull trap or something like that, which is possible, yes. But again, until those invalidation points get hit, I'm looking for this one to trade sideways and up here. Higher term timeframes are starting to take over. And again, the big one for me is obviously the 5-day and the 3-day, which the 3-day did close as a bullish engulfing. And of course, Bitcoin spot will be closing a 5-day tomorrow night. And if it does, it'll confirm phantom divergence on the 5-day RSI. And at that point, I'd be looking at 53,000 bucks again, probably a short-term, medium-term pullback around there, and then long-term continuation, 56 to 58,000 bucks, and then come back after that. So hopefully that was helpful. Bitcoin looking rather interesting right here, and we'll be back on later with some more price action analysis. So hopefully that was helpful, and take care, and until next time. Nice one. Oh, by the way, the 5-day is also working on a bullish engulfing as well. That's definitely bearish, right? Cool. All right, sweet. Fellers, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been an absolute fucking pleasure on this nice Thursday afternoon or morning, wherever you're from, maybe even dead of night. Else is going to wave in the background, maybe. and I'm going to be signing off now. I need to rest my voice right now. And I salute you. It's been an absolute pleasure yet again. And until next time, take care.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, XR pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it,